We are from Dr. MGR Educational and Research Institute, deemed to be University, Maduravayal, Chennai. Our president is Dr. ACS Arun Kumar. It is an institution of name and fame, accredited by NBA, NAC with A grade, a special autonomy status, an ISO certified institution. We have all branches of engineering, sciences, commerce, law, medicine, paramedical, management studies, hotel management and catering technology, dental and diploma courses. Before starting the panel discussion, I wish to introduce the panel members. Myself, Dr. V. Ganesan, Deputy Director, Placement and Training of Dr. MGR Educational and Research Institute, having industrial experience of more than 35 years and academic experience of more than 15 years. I have submitted research papers in India and abroad, and I have visited most of the countries like China, Singapore, Hong Kong, Saudi Arabia, and USA. I have got the highest award from the Tamil Nadu Electricity Board, the board medal from the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. I wish to introduce panel member Dr. Radha Ramakrishnan. She has worked in railways and has more than 45 years of experience and has traveled to many countries, India and abroad. She is now a liaison officer and also in the Department of Placement and Training. She has also got many awards and recognition from Government of India. Next, Mrs. Mahalakshmi B. has more than 15 years of experience in HR management, and she has worked in reputed companies like TCS, Shankar Netralaya, and multinational companies. She has traveled to UK and South Africa, has submitted many research papers, has got many awards and recognition. She is now working with us as placement officer. Next, Ms. Priyanka K. A young dynamic person, worked as HR in Hyundai for 2 years, has submitted many technical papers, and is now working as placement trainer and coordinator of our university. The panel members have done an extensive survey on the impact of COVID-19 on industry, education, and healthcare. Now we will start the panel discussion on COVID-19 impact on industry, education, and healthcare. Radha Ramakrishnan will briefly tell about the present condition of health sector due to the lockdown, followed and Ms. Priyanka K. will also be sharing briefly about industry and education scenario respectively. Dr. Radha Ramakrishnan, Madam. What
Thank you
about the
very much,
medical
sir.
and healthcare sector?
Thank you very much, sir. And I thank you for the opportunity given to me. And a very good thing to all the listeners here. I contacted various health professionals working in government and private hospitals all over India and abroad. Few hospitals in Chennai were also visited by me. I discussed with the doctors and the paramedical staff of the hospital and understand how the COVID crisis is handled by them. It was really very, very exciting and alarming to go around the, the hospital corridors, and there was absolute silence, and then, a sort of anxiety and calmness was in everybody's eyes and in the face. And really, it is now what we are facing is an unprecedented challenge for the healthcare professionals. And the COVID pandemic, as you all are aware, has affected people of all nations, irrespective of their age and status. As we all know, the medical professionals are working based on the guidelines given by the Indian Council of Medical Research and the Ministry of Health and family welfare and the local government's instructions being revised from time to time. In my personal capacity, as a retired railway officer, I also contacted the health professionals of Madurai, Vellore areas over phone, and I could gather that all that they need is more and more workforce and the total support in this war against COVID. And I find that the professionals are very, very confident that they will soon find a solution to end this global crisis, if not today, at least tomorrow. So the light is very soon to be seen by all of us. That is what the my interview said. And in my survey, 10% of the people are from the government hospitals and 90 are from private hospitals. It is gathered that 70% of them are working from morning to evening, and 20% of them are working 24 by 7, and nearly 10% are working in night duty. When I asked them about the about their mind setup, only 10% of the doctors and the medical professionals say that they are mentally depressed, and more than 50% of the people are saying that they are serving the people with happiness and pride. And when I asked them whether there is everybody is aware of the reports that what we see in the newspapers and the media, whether there is a medicine for the coronavirus. 60% of the doctors do say that there is no medicine, and 25% of the doctors say that there are medicines they're trying to find out, and 15% of them say that they are experimenting with the other medicines for the treatment. This is the scenario as far as we can see in the medical sector and among the healthcare professionals. And we have got a graph also for that. Tell me, sir. That is my view as regards the medical sector.
Mahalakshmi, can you briefly tell the scenario of industry?
Yes, sir. Good evening to all. Thank you very much to my management and to the department who have given me an opportunity to take up the survey regarding with the industries. I wish to say that we have conducted an extensive survey with most of the industries like the small scale, large scale industries, and from the manufacturing industries. And we have also done with people working with the government sector and then the media and even with the working professionals and engineers, entrepreneurs. We have tried to cover almost all areas of the industries. And we have also taken the survey from the HR people and from even with the pensioners who are like retired and they're getting with the pensioners. So overall in this scenario, when we take up with the survey, it is understood that there's definitely a great fall in the cash flow. And as COVID-19 breaks havoc, the casual workers are the worst affected. Here I would like to quote from the article of Times of India, in which the United Nations has reported that nearly 400 million workers in India will sink into poverty due to the coronavirus crisis. Here they're not dealing with the white collar jobs. So it is completely with the other side, and in which 75% of workers are self-employed. Like we all know, like plumbers, carpenters, auto drivers are really being affected, and they're not coming under any provision of getting them any paid leaves. Whereas the remaining 25% people are the regular and informal workers, and with economy grinding to a halt, a large segment of workforce is economically crushed. So when we come down to the white collar jobs of the IT and the non-IT sector, people are trying to work from home and try to balance. And wherein coming down to the manufacturing and the automobile industry is facing a large disruption, wherein there is a raw materials supply is very low, and then the demand is also less. So this is the what you call the scenario of the industries on the whole, sir. And we'll be dealing with all the economic status, psychological factors in the next few later part of the session, sir. As per of now, is this one I would like to give in notes, sir.
Tell your opinion about the impact of education sector on education sector.
Yes.
Audience, kindly mute for some time.
Yes. Very good evening to all, and I also thank my management for giving this opportunity to share my views on the survey taken on impact of COVID-19 in education sector. The unprecedented lockdown situation due to this COVID-19 has resulted in large-scale disruption, as we all know. This unplanned closure has severely affected the scheduled plans for completing courses, conducting examinations within the year in schools, colleges, and universities. As students and faculty remains confined to their homes, education sector are exploring ways to keep engaged with the students virtually for completing the syllabus and being in touch with the students. Whereas on the other side of the rural areas are most affected areas because they lack in connectivity of internet and also in the lack of device. So the education sector is facing a challenge in a situation to connect both the teachers and the students virtually, and they're also giving a faithful challenge and providing it to the students. So it will be helpful for the rural areas if we could take, and further details will proceed in the sessions.
Thank you. What about financial status of employer and the employee? Ms. Mahalakshmi, madam.
Yes, from our survey, it is understood that nearly 14% of the people have lost their jobs and they have closed their industries. The entrepreneurs have closed their industries because they're not able to sustain this. And 34%, I would like to show you the graph in this sharing. Yes. So like 14%. Okay, and in which 34 people say that they are able to sustain with the financial crisis for about nearly 1 link for 2 to 3 months, not more than that. And 20% of the people say that they're not able to continue with this situation and they're not able to run their family. And we have also understood one more thing in this survey is that the people have learned that the working community has learned to save their money. 58 people have given this as a survey wherein they have learned to save their money, cutting down the expenses of the unwanted things, and so they can save it and use it in the future crisis. So this is again one point of the this crisis. So the financial sector is like completely down both in the employee side and the employer side. And here I would like to definitely quote a message from our government of India, wherein the Ministry of Labor and Employment has announced on March 20th, like all the employers of the public and the private establishments are advised to extend their coordination by not terminating their employees. That is, they don't want any layoffs to be done at this situation. So the same way, there one more CEO and co-founder, Mr. Deep Karla, has mentioned. He is the co-founder of the Make My Trip, which comes under the travel and the tourism industry. He says that he has himself taken off 100% payoff. That is, he has not taken his salary, and along with his co-founder, so that it doesn't, the economy, that the financial crisis is not falling on his employees. So this one side where the employer is facing it and the employees are both side is it's same. They are both facing very difficult to handle it. And this is what when it comes to the financial sector, I would like to and as per our survey, I would like to say so.
What about the percentage affected due to the lockdown in the education field? Ms. Priyanka, madam.
Yes, sir. About the percentage of lockdown, the COVID-19 pandemic has affected educational system worldwide, leading to near total closures of schools, universities, and colleges everywhere, sir. So there is a differentiation until April 25 and until 10th May. We'll have a difference. So until 10th May 2020, approximately 1.268 billion learners are affected in all schools and colleges. By rewinding to April 25th, it was 1.7 billion learners who was affected. So it has been reduced now. So according to the UNICEF monitoring, now according to May 10th, it is 177 countries are implementing total nationwide closure, and 13 countries who are closed for local areas. Some of the areas in their countries are locked. So going back to 25th April, it was 186 countries total nationwide and 13 countries local. It has also reduced. So this percentage on total of the students is 73.5% of the world's population of the students are impacted now.
Thank you. Dr. Radha Ramakrishnan, madam. How would the safety of doctors and risk of healthcare professionals performing their duty?
Yeah, that's a very good question. See, 75% of the healthcare professionals say that there is safety and they are okay with that. 10% of the people say that there is no health safety. I would like to mention here that the doctors and the healthcare professionals are in the front line, and they are very greatly affected, such as getting infected by themselves, anxiety about their family members, separation from dear and near ones, and for a very long time they are away from their home, and the social stigma and the harassment by the irritated patients, and sometimes even assaults by the public. I would like to say that the violence against the doctors is very, very unique in India, and the personal safety is another risk. Doctors have to work beyond 8 hours and manage without drinking water, and without even taking a restroom break. Again, the healthcare people who are visiting door to door for knowing whether someone has been affected by corona or even more at risk, and they are disrespected by a few citizens. With all these things, the doctors and healthcare professionals are doing their best, and they do silent work. And I have even prepared a graph for that. And 70% of people say they have safety, and some people say there is no safety, and some people are satisfied with the support given by the government.
Thank you. Ms. Priyanka madam,
Yes.
how do students feel during the breakdown or the lockdown?
Yes, sir. Actually, for this question, we have multiple questions. Multiple questions posed to the students, how they feel. There were various symptoms like concentrating and then like being happy. What do you feel? We asked the students. The students answered with multiple answers. That is, maximum 20% of the feelings were fear for future. They really fear for the future because of this, what the placement is going to happen, and how they are going to face the placement, which is leading them to motivate themselves and attend on the online classes. For about 17% of the students automatically attend all the online classes, which is a great mark. And also we know that clearly that positive side of the students being happy and entertained, earning while learning, concentrating fully on studies, allotting time of health care, become self-motivated, is on whole is totally 39% of students. Even negative which depressed, would not concentrate, people who are not able to attend the online classes, 24%. The interesting thing is that on the whole, the chart totally says that the students who feel positive is about 56%. And the students, that is in a person, there are two feelings in them, positive feeling, negative feeling. That is 56% is positive, 44% of the feeling is negative. I'm happy that their positive is higher, and also for that, where we should proceed in making students feel turn positive in themselves and help them in all ways to make them free, fear, and achieve.
Okay. How is the productivity during the lockdown due to the work from home option? Ms. Mahalakshmi madam.
Yes, sir. So as when the government announced like we are going to have with the lockdown process, the Indian IT industry asked most of these employees to work from home option, which was new to them. And as a result, about 90% of the employees work from home. And in that, 65% of them are in the metros, and rest the remaining 25% comes from the homes in the small towns. So this has led to some business leaders to consider work from home option as an permanent feature, and they're also started evaluating all its merits and challenges. So in fact, when we come looking in with the work from home option, top MNC companies like the TCS has taken a new model, calling it as a 25/25 secure borderless workspace model by 2025. So in that case, it will be like only 25% of the employees will be needed in the office at any given time. So this will definitely reduce their transportation time and their commuting to the office, and the infrastructure to be given. All these things will be reduced. And also it has been told by the TCS Chief Operating Officer N. Ganpati Subramaniam that it will definitely increase the company's velocity. So in this, they say that work from option is being and definitely in the you can see positive in that. And when we come down to our own survey, even in that, it is known that 60% of the people are working from home. And it is definitely they have made a statement that they are able to balance their work and their personal life during this lockdown period. And when you come down to the psychological sector phase of an human, say 58% of people say they are normal during this situation. That is, they're working from home, they have the less tension, and they are in the normal phase of this mental status. So this is what we have learned from our survey, sir. And I would like to ask one question to Radha Ramakrishnan ma'am, if you permit, sir. So I just want to ask
Yes,
one
madam.
question. So we have listening to many all things, ma'am. I just want to know whether the government is supporting the healthcare professionals. As you said, you directly spoke with the people. So we just want to know how far it is true and how it is in the real scenario.
Yeah, that depends upon from state to state and district to district, and the local situations, and the particular group of patients that are coming to them. And the 50% of the doctors say that they get support from the government, and the guidelines are issued in the form of packet books to the doctors, and they do definitely help them. That is what the doctors feel. 50% only say that they get the full government support. Sometimes the leaders also are supporting them, and some feel that there are some interference also in the treatment. That is what it is.
Public support for the doctors.
Public support, I will say, again, this also depends on the local situation. 50% say, yeah,
Your survey.
the public, they get support from the public, and some people, some patients getting irritated, and they don't support, they don't come for the checkup, and they don't go for rapid test and all those things, and they will not obey the guidelines given by them. So that those doctors say that they don't get the public support. In all, for their good only they are talking, but some patients, some public are not, supporting.
I want the real percentage from your survey.
20% of the doctors, 20% of the doctors say that the public are not supporting. 15% of the doctors say that the hospital staff are not supporting. Because one hospital, one doctor does not listen to the paramedical staff, or the paramedical staff don't listen to the doctors. That is what like that. So 15% of the doctors say that the hospital staff are not supporting. No, that may be due to the lack of the kits available, or the PPEs available. Some situations arise where they don't get the support.
Which industry, according to you, most affected in the lockdown?
Yes, according to our survey, it has been mentioned like as we all know, that is the hotel management and the tourism is the most affected one, in which it comes down to like 23%. I'll just take you to the graphical mode of it, sir. Yes, in which it states that the hotel, tourism, and the hospitality is like mostly affected, like 23%, and then we have of about 15% is the manufacturing industry, and then we have the retail, logistics, and the e-commerce. We all know that we start with buying online products, so that has come to a great fall, like 16%, and the education, the 7%, it's much affected, and small scale industries like all the MSMEs, all those things will has come down to an affected part of about 17%, and IT and the non-IT little bit less when we come back to our surveys, like 9%. The research, medical and pharmacy 3%, and the media is with the 2%. So this is the which we get it as per our survey. The industry is affected, sir. So almost higher side is with the tourism and the hotel management, sir. This is what has come down, and this is what I would like to say with the industries affected.
According to you, what would be the impact of coronavirus on the economy of our country?
Economy, yes, sir. And even we were surprised to get few different answers in this, because 65% of the people say that there will be definitely a drastic fall of the economy of our country, and in that 21% of people say that there will be a rise. They are seeing it in the positive side of all the pharmaceutical and all in this sector they see, and they say it is like 21% they are able to get it. And 13% of people say that they have no idea how the economy is going to be. And 1% of people say that there'll be definitely a no change. It is going to be the same throughout, no change even after the coronavirus crisis, sir. This is what the reply we have got from the people, sir.
Whether the students are able to access online in this situation? Priyanka, madam.
Actually, by seeing the private sectors, it is shown that 68 to 70% of the students are able to access internet with good speeds, nearly 70%. For about 25%, the students are able to access the internet with medium access, to be clear. And only it is so happy to hear that only 5% of the private sector students are not able to access internet. But it is actually a vice versa to the rural areas. But in private sectors, 70, 25, and there's 5 who are not able to access.
What about their interest in the online classes?
By seeing all of graph, students are really in a fear and also being self-motivated. So they want online classes during this epidemic period. So with this, they feel it is very safe during epidemic period and also useful for them. So nearly 72% of the students in the survey say that they accept online classes during this period.
Madam, whether lockdown to be lifted immediately in all sectors, what is the view of the public? Can you mute
Yes, sir.
audience?
Yes, sir. See, if the industries are to be opened, they can do so by adopting precautionary measures, such as maintaining the health and safety, including the social distancing. And the various views are there. And I would say that the livelihood should be given the top priority. So that is what I am feeling. The lockdown has to be lifted in a very, very phased manner.
Yes, sir. Sir, I just want one message to be said to the people in the participants. Dear participants, kindly unmute your voice, please. Speaker, please. Can you mute
We
it?
will be giving you the chance.
Please. Maybe what we are telling, you might not be audible. If you keep your, please, can you mute it? Yes. And sir, I have a view on this, that is like how the lockdown is going to be lifted in all this, in all sectors. In view of public, see, when a lockdown came, a word it was new to the whole world. We were not sure what it is going to be, how we are going to face it, and in that way, India was the early which went on with the lockdown, because the other countries were just trying to find out, analyze, and then go with the lockdown. But India went on with the lockdown in the early stage of the spreading of the virus. So in that way, we have been like what you call nearly 500 cases were there when we were started with the lockdown. Now, of course, it has got increased and all those things are there. And when we come down to the view of a public, and the public where they are not able to go on with the normal activities for about 2 months or 2 months, nearly about 2 months, they say that the GST for the next 6 months should not be there. So, and the waiving of the EB bills, the corporation taxes, and all those things can be waived off for the next 3 months, because it's as we already saw in our previous thing, like the financial crisis is on a great bad situation. We need to cope up with all those things. So we need a space for at least for 3 months. So this is the view of the public. When we ask them what would be the option you can give, see, when the problem has come, what would be the solution, or how you would like to come away from it. So these were the ideas the public gave to us, sir.
What about Radha Ramakrishnan, madam? What about the saving of human life due to poverty due to this lockdown?
The lockdown, as I said earlier, can be lifted in a very phased manner. And we are seeing that shops have already begun to open from limited timings. And the productivity should continue with the safety of the employers, and also by maintaining the social distance, as I said earlier. If this is not maintained, you can very well understand that more and more clusters will be forming, and again, the number of cases will be more. So, given the safety measures already and the the guidance given to the public already through media and the newspapers and the the pamphlets given to the public from time to time. The people should learn how to live with the current coronavirus, as we are able to live with the cholera, the typhoid, the malaria, the plague, the other pandemics that we have been facing in the earlier history. So we should learn to live with the coronavirus. That is what I am personally feeling, because unless and until there is a clear medicine is found out, the lockdown cannot be for a very long time. So the livelihood and the economy should be the prime factor for lifting the lockdown, in the interest of the saving human lives and also the economy.
Yes, sir. I would like to go on with what Radha Ramakrishnan ma'am has said, saying that the lockdown has to be lifted in a systematic manner. As we all now see coming down, like partially few things are getting opened on a daily time basis and all those things. This type of things can be done and with the proper social distancing. It's not for the just of the namesake. It should be done in a proper social distancing. We all know how it is getting spread. So as a humans, we need to keep it. As a personal, we have to find a solution for it. Keeping with the proper social distancing, and that should be there. And the social distancing should be there for the next 6 months also, because it's not going to go just like that. So we have to maintain that. And once we are not able to open the lockdown at a stretch on a one day, it has to be going in a phased manner. And in that case, and it can be done like red zone, or in the how their government is doing, it can be done in the same similar manner. And along with that, it can be like a work from home option can be given wherever it is possible, and so that it doesn't affect their normal the office work and their normal life, sir. This can also be done, sir, as per us, sir.
You also
Yes.
tell what you do.
Yes, sir. As Mahalakshmi madam and Radha madam said, people also say the same, that in our survey, people say mosques, temples, churches, gurudwaras, yoga centers, gym, complex, movie theaters, fish markets, vegetable markets. These are all crowded areas. All these crowded areas should be arranged in a schematical way, that there are both the public and the government will take a streamlined people so that social distance to be maintained, cleanliness to be maintained, and disinfectant process to be processed, so that drastically and slowly we can lift the lockdowns.
Yes. Dr. Radha. Okay. You want to say something about Clear Me, Protect Me, and Heal Me?
The message I would like to say here,
Yeah.
the healthcare professionals, am I audible?
Yeah,
The healthcare professionals, including physicians, nurses, respiratory therapists, lab technicians, allied health staff, and conservation staff, etc., have extreme workload, whether they are working for the government or for the private hospitals, or they own their own clinics. They are completely stressed. They are like warriors in the forefront. And one message that I would like to give here in this forum also, that hear me, protect me, and honor me. Hear me is that to say that please follow the guidelines given by the government. Stay safe, stay clean, stay healthy, and maintain social distance. This is the hear me concept. And the next one message I would like to give is protect me. That is the protect the doctors and the family members in case of any, the unholy, that is the unexpected calamity. Because we recently see that the consultant staff also passed away. By performing the duty also, they are losing their lives. So they have to be, their life is very, very precious, and they should not be labeled as a COVID carrier and hence driven away. One house owner virtually asked the doctors to vacate the place because he's working for the COVID patients. So that should not happen. And the other one I would say is they honor me. See, everybody expects some honor, is it not? So we have to give the doctors a pat on their back and applause for all the work they are doing, and what they are doing so proudly. We have to appreciate the efforts taken by the government of India by showering flowers and petals over helicopters to the doctors and the nurses and the paramedical staff, and they also accepted it very gradually by clapping their hands. So this should be the gesture that we would have to give to the doctors. as the honor me concept. So altogether, I will say, hear me, protect me, and honor me. These are the three messages I would like to give on this occasion. The doctor.
Can you say any positive thing?
Me, sir? Is it me?
Positive thing.
Yes, we all, as we are knowing that the whole world is going like stagnant now, and we are not knowing what will happen the next for the few years. So in that situation, as we say that we have to see positive things when the life comes to an end. We have to think of the other positive way. So in that way, I would like to say, being in the department and being in the HR field, see, there are markets, and according to the Economic Times, it has been maintained that the economic report, it is mentioned that nearly 2 lakh jobs openings have been advertised across the world. And there are companies in India which are looking for candidates. And what are the coming down is the e-commerce and the edutech platforms like the Amazon, Flipkart, Byju's, all these things are ready to hire across the verticals, including the back-end development roles and the digital operations also. And according to this, and we have one more staffing firm, Feno 9, in 10 jobs, they have offered like full-time roles, and some are also on the contractual basis, which accounts to nearly about 80,000 jobs for the freshers. So we have to see the positive side of it, that of course, all those things are the bad, but we need to move ahead on seeing our future. So in that way, we see like nearly a spotlight, like 80,000 jobs for the freshers. And even the KPMG chairman and the CEO, Mr. Arun M. Kumar, has said that it is expected that the course of economic recovery of India will be smoother and faster than many other countries. So this is what his statement is. That is, we'll be able to come up a little bit smoother and faster compared to the other countries. This is what the KPMG founder has said. And the same way, IBM is also looking in for some adoption of new technologies like artificial intelligence and ICRO. So these are the positive aspects which we see during our lockdown periods. So as a person, we have to be, as we always say, seeing the positive things, looking forward for all the positive job openings for the freshers and for the experienced people. We need to see, sir. This is what I would like to see in the positive way, sir.
Thank you, madam.
Yes.
Tell me about the 11 tools, readiness, and
Yes, sir. My suggestion is that for the education sector, actually seeing education sector crowded area where we have thousands of people inside. So it may take some time to open fully on whole in one stretch. So for that, I have 3 suggestions which we could do in future and as also now also. Examining the readiness, then choose the most relevant tools. That is, based on the technology that is available now in the city, that is with the students, we'll have to integrate that digital platform such as video broadcasting through radios and also TVs, which will also help for the rural areas as well as the private areas. So next one is develop advanced tool for monitoring and generating reports with security is main. So as well, we have to monitor the students' learning and as well as attitudes, because we are not in a manual session, we are in a virtual session. So the teachers have to monitor the students and also their learning attitude towards which can be made as a report in every institution that will help the institution to find out the good results of the virtual classrooms with the data privacy of the students inbuilt. So the third one is to lift the lockdown in education sector. Before the entry and exit of every student into the university or into the school or it may be in a college, we have to disinfect the vehicle which the student or the teacher comes in, first of all. After that, make him wash hands and sanitize. It is outside the college already. Before he enters, we have to disinfect the vehicle and again hand wash, sanitize him and give him a mask and gloves. And then he will enter. So the same process will happen when he goes out of the college or the school also. So this will help us to move forward in this lockdown also.
Okay. Now, let me sum up the thing before asking the audience to ask the question. Dr. Radha Ramakrishnan told that 70% of doctors are working from morning to evening, 20% of working 24/7. She also told that 10% of the doctors and paramedical professionals are mentally depressed and 50% are enjoying the service of the people. According to her survey, 60% of the doctors say that there is no medicine and 25% are experimenting with other medicine. And according to her, industries can be open. Panel member Mahalakshmi told that 75% of the workers below poverty line are self-employed and 25% are in regular and informal sector. I'm not talking about the white collar job. It's only labor. So they are the worst affected in the lockdown. With regard to the income, low income community, nearly 15% of the people have closed their industry, lost the job. 25% of the people are not able to meet their family at all. This is the survey. Nearly 58% of the community are able to understand how to save the money for the crisis. Panel member Ms. Priyanka told 75% of the world's student population are facing challenges. 25% of the people, students, are having fear for the future, and they are nearly 10% are confused and depressed, and only 5% are fully concentrating on their studies. According to her, 10% of the student community are not having internet facility. Every one of the panel members are for their lockdown to be lifted in a phased manner. According to the survey conducted by the MGR Medical University, latest, under the leadership of Dr. Sudha Cheshayyan, on May 1st, 4,058 persons were affected by coronavirus, and May 17th, 8,437 people were affected. If the lockdown, according to them, were continued, then she says that 3.5 crore cases in Tamil Nadu by July 2020. Even if the lockdown is continued till, for some time in phased manner, 1.45 crores cases will be in Tamil Nadu by October. This is what the thing that is saying. Slowly taken away by the lockdown in a phased manner as we suggest. Then also she says that 6.2 lakhs by June. Yes. The survey is predicted by the MGR University under the leadership of Sudha Cheshayyan. But now the next point is fear. Fear is created on the people. Psychological and behavioral response to the coronavirus is pandemic. The fear around the coronavirus is higher in India than most of the Western countries, but less as compared to the other Asian countries. Fear levels shoot up after the lockdown announced. Worried about job losses, health service accessibility. These are all the things which are causing the human a great fear. Now that the Prime Minister of India is going to have a meeting with the Chief Minister today, the industry, I hope, has been advised that work shift and lunch hours should be such that social distancing is always ensured. They are going to have train resume services. The services of the train will be resumed and the lockdown will be in a phased manner. This is a good sign. We are also in the same line with the views of the Prime Minister and also the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. And actually, we get a very good support from Dr. A.C. Shanmugam, chairman of our university, and also ACS Arun Kumar sir and Registrar sir. We all thank him for giving us an opportunity to survey for the past 20 days. We surveyed nearly about 7,000 people and we got a result around 998 surveys, various sectors. And among panel members, I have to thank them. And really it is, they have done a very great work on that. I also wish to thank our director, Dr. K. Elakwan, for the moral support. Now, the question and answer session. Before that, I wish to ask our panel members whether they have concluded that.
Yes, sir. We shall proceed, sir, to the question and answer session.
Okay. Mahalakshmi Madam, shall we go for that
Yeah,
Yes,
audience?
yes, yes.
yes, sir.
Yes,
We'll
sir.
go for
Yes.
the audience service. Sir, I just you can go
Yes.
study.
But what is the question asked?
Is there any chance of getting more job opportunities in the immediate future, ma'am? So that's what we said, no, sir.
Okay.
That's what we mentioned, like 2
Yes,
lakhs
you can
jobs.
answer that.
2 lakhs jobs.
Yes.
You can hear me, sir?
Yes, yes. I am able to hear.
Yeah, as it is mentioned, like in the Economic Times report, like 2 lakhs jobs have been advertised throughout the world, and it is mainly concentrating on the with the what you call the edu sector and the e-commerce. So companies like Amazon is hiring, and Byju's is hiring. So and when it comes down to the freshers, it's like 80,000 jobs are available for the freshers, sir. So it is being done. I'll just, if possible, I can also share the link to you when we send you the report, the feedback. We'll just send you the link, sir.
And another important aspect, the new aspect, as far as the Tamil Nadu is concerned, we have the highest unemployment rate never in the history. 49.5% unemployment. And the government has to tackle a lot of that. And we hope we will also come, successfully in this particular crucial situation. We hope for the better.
Surely get into the offer.
And we are also seeing like it is coming down to the process of now the students are being doing with the online, like a work from home option. Even recently we had an option of CSS Corp also, which was ready to give them like 200 openings. And they were, if they have their own system or they can share this system, they were ready to do it immediately. So they're not even waiting for the lockdown to be getting over and then start with the new process. They're ready to do it immediately. So there are companies which are hiring now at present.
Faculty's mentality. So the faculty's mentality is that since students are also in fear, faculty are pushing their much effective towards the students they can do now. They're also fighting against this coronavirus down and also fighting towards the students and the scenario, and they're making their efforts, full efforts to make it completely done. Though they are also having some problems in their house and they're facing some internet facilities, they're making to their extreme to make the students facilitated everything.
We
Yeah,
thank
as
you,
regards
Sweta. You've done an excellent thing. In your message, I could see. Any other person?
Sir, there was a question about the the views of faculty after the post-COVID situation. So the faculty, they are always upskilling themselves for online teaching, and then they taking daily classes, and it is definitely fruitful to the students. Several students are definitely getting benefit out of that, and the morale of the teachers is very good, and they are daily working from home and then teaching the students, conducting the midterm tests, getting the assignments, posting the materials, and then getting their feedback, and they are more or less making them ready for the examination whenever the university is getting opened. The faculty is very, very, their morale is very high, and they are upskilling their standards.
The social
Rather,
distancing, one person has
on
asked the
admission
question.
of engineering in 2020.
What's that?
The social distancing, one person has asked the question, how are they going to manage a class with social distancing? Definitely, everything will have a solution. Every management will find a solution. For example, that is not a big problem. Instead of putting one classroom, they will put 2 classrooms. It is not, and also in a phased manner, they will also change the system. Online class, offline class, everything they will do that. And system will change.
And there was one question stating that what may be the responsibility of a teacher, both school, college, and universities after COVID-19 lockdown? Whether faculties will be replaced from permanent to contract faculty due to the impact of online classes and webinars. So this is just Whether, sir, you would like to answer this one?
No, you can answer it.
No, it would be apt if you can answer this one.
What is the question?
It is there's a question from Saravanan stating that what would be
Okay.
the responsibility of a teacher, both school, college, and
Okay.
universities after COVID-19 lockdown? Whether faculties will be replaced from permanent to contract faculty due to the impact of online courses and webinars. So whether they'll be
No.
replaced.
That will not be the thing. In India, it will not be. In India, I hope that everybody has a humanitarian consideration, and the system will have its own technological development. See, in the place of one teacher, there may be three teachers, and that will not be a contractual job or something like that. Anything cannot be taught on internet as long as there is a practical, especially engineering side. They have to do some practical work. So without, teacher, without machinery, without practical demo, that cannot be taught on a internet side. So there cannot be any fear that they will be replaced slowly. That is not the thing. Of course, I told you very frankly that fear is the number one enemy that has been created by this coronavirus. So I hope we hope for the positive thing.
Yes, sir. There is another question from Ms. Korapati Mangam. Ma'am, good evening, madam. What measures can we take in educational institution to reduce the impact of COVID? So as I already told, I told one suggestion in education department, we can make a process, thematical process before entering the college and exiting the college, like disinfecting the vehicle, disinfecting the people, and also wearing the masks and everything. The process can be done both the times so that we can reduce it.
One question
There is
from,
some-
there's one question from Suresh B stating that students are affected regarding
Even without
education.
the lockdown period,
All faculties are trying to get in touch with the students in several ways. It is from Suresh B, sir. He's stating that students are affected regarding education. All faculties are trying to get in touch with their students in several ways. In that situation, how will be able to face the exams? What is the advice? Exams, regarding the exams, if they are mentioning it. They wanted to have an advice
no,
to students.
exam cannot be. Yes, in future, exam can also be online. In future, exam can also be online, but the questions will be difficult. So that also can happen. But there will be a password, there will be a separate question for the student. That will take a long way. Exam scheduling will be different. But we cannot, at this moment of time, we need to think about that. The conventional method will slowly be replaced by the technological method, not immediately.
And there's one more question from Mahesh. He says that he would like to know the impact of placement, whether it is affected for the next academic year of 2020 and 2021. So we can say it will not be like the same thing as we had in the last year. Definitely there will be a change in that. So number of openings might get reduced. As of now, it's okay, but we're not sure how it is going to be in the future. It might get reduced also because the people might like to retain their own employees. And for freshers, when we come, when we had a talk with the HR meets, they were saying that the package might be a little different because the previous years, the package what they got and the years they are going to get might definitely be a difference in their package level, and the number of openings definitely is going. Any other point from your side, sir, which you would like to say? The impact of 2020 and 2021 placements.
Label placement. What is that exam?
Placements, sir.
Exactly. Education sector is not affected, but of course it has been affected in the US countries because, our people are not getting admission there. They will not be able to get admitted there because they are afraid of going to the United States of America or any Western country. There only the admission will be reducing. Our country will boom. Like, people said that Japan perished after the World War. But it roused in a greater manner. Like that, India has got an abundant potential of agriculture. There will be information technology side, in the agricultural side, agricultural field, everything will go up. Definitely, modern equipment, modern gadgets, modern things will come up, and the education sector will also be getting itself boom because of that. Education is always a flourishing one. It is not going to die.
We got few more questions. How will be the IT and manufacturing sector hiring?
But Vasanthi ma'am has put that question.
Yes.
We have replied to that question already, isn't it? Generally, you have given how many
Generally,
vacancies
yes.
are there. That is, you have given already. So there is not going to be any reduction. There may be salary may be reduced, and then the there may be delay in placements. It will not be stopped. The onboarding of the students, once they get the final offer letters, they are going to be honored. Even today, there is a news in in paper cutting in Times of India. They say that the companies are very much honoring the offer letters already given to the final students. They will be onboarded, and the interns are also going to be honored up to December 2020. So there is no need to get panic as regards the final year students getting placed for this year. Next academic year, of course, we have to do a very hard work in getting the companies. And of course, as we already we are trying very hard to scout for the companies to come, and then it will be mostly digital placements only, online placements, online interviews, all those things.
Now, online interview is going.
Everybody,
Online
everything
interview
will be
is
happening. So you don't have to worry about the COVID and all those things. Already, the placement department has got digital platform already. So we are also
already
getting
50 students have been interviewed yesterday.
So the interns are also ready to go join. By December 2020, the scenes should be definitely clear.
Today they will interview another.
Yes, sir. There's one more question. Like Mahalakshmi, education sector affected the worst by the COVID-19. So they want to give it that as an opinion. Of course, education sector has also been affected because the 10th, even when you start from schooling, the 10th people are finding it difficult when their exams have not yet been scheduled. And 12th and then the next engineer, whether they want to take up their marks and coming down to their UG, taking up their UG is definitely a question mark. And even for the final years, leave out with the first years and second years. But the final year students are not, they have their, as already we discussed, they are in a state of like, there'll be a fear of their future, how it is going to be. The same questions as the professionals we have, the same with the students are also having in question, like how it is going to be, how the future of them is going to be. As one of the questions said, the people who have already got placement offers, whether they'll be retained or whether they'll be changing the package and their terms and all those things. So definitely education sector, as you said, it has been affected. Definitely, there's no other saying in that way.
One
Sector will not be affected, but the salary can be, balanced and then come to a average state. Suppose if social distancing means, suppose one teacher means 2 people will be appointed, but the salary will be divided. So naturally, everybody will have a job in future also. But it will come to a stable situation, not to the peak before. But as long as the education sector is concerned, I think that it will come to a salary less, and then stability will be there. Because as you say that social distancing has to be maintained, means number of members have to be more, number of rooms have to be more, and slowly management will think on that. Management will think on that.
Sir, I would like to tell all the listeners that we have to be very positive in our thinking. Only positive thoughts will give positive results. And let us hope for the best. These things also will pass. After the right day will definitely be there. So let us not worry too much about what will happen about the future, what will happen, nothing will happen. It may take some time. It will be delayed, that's all. It will be delayed by some time, it will be postponed by some time. I will definitely manage the crisis. That is what the panel members feel. So let us not worry about the placements, about the faculties, about the education. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. We are all working very hard. Everybody is working very hard. And we are getting support from every side. And maybe it gets delayed. There may be some delay in getting the acceptance by the factories and the industries in implementing the offer letter. But definitely they are agreeing to take the students. That is what they have said. So don't worry about all those things. We have to be very, very positive, and we are pursuing, daily reminding the HRs whether how they are going to honor the placements.
Even during this crisis period, we have put an MOU with Ashok Leyland. Online. And they are definitely wanting to train our students and also take our students. After the coronavirus, after the reopening of the university.
Yes, sir. There's one more question from Mahalingam. It says that the hotel and the tourism department. So what about the public transport sector? Of course, it has also been affected. The public transport sector is also being affected, as we all know. Being in the summer, and we would have planned for our vacations and all those things. We would have taken up with some flight to the north side, or even abroad. So all these things, as we say, tourism and hotel management, even that comes with the public transport, like the railways or with the normal MTC buses. And of course, it is also being affected. Normal MTC buses, and of course, it is also being affected. It also comes under the same thing, same industry things. And that's the reason I think even recently there would be a rise in the price hike of our bus, I think bus transport. That is what is announced by our government. So they would have like tried to balance it. That would be an option. So any other questions, or we can find it up?
Yeah, I think there is no more questions.
I think we've tried to answer it all. So it can be
I think one more
question.
question.
This is not to wound any government or anything. This is only our survey. The survey results only we projected. This is nothing to do with any of the individual opinion. So it is not contradictory to the opinion of the Vice Chancellor of the MGR Medical University. And that is a prediction. But we are positive. The coronavirus will die off. The Prime Minister is also very positive. That is why he is resuming the train services and all slowly. And once again, I wish to thank our chairman and also our Honorable President, Dr. ACS Arun Kumar, for giving the opportunity, and our registrar for this particular thing.
Yes, sir. Thank you for this opportunity, sir. Thank you for this opportunity
Thank you,
again.
thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
And
listeners.
to all the participants who have been so patiently waiting and have been listening to our conversation. So it is with all your support, because we see the participants. It is a mixed crowd of all the education department, the HR people, and the other public also are been attending this session. So thank you all with all your support, because you helped us during the survey also. With all your inputs, we are able to give this report. So thank you. So shall I end this session?
About the e-certificates, we can tell ma'am about the e-certificates.
Yeah, we'll be sending a formal mail, okay, regarding the feedback to all the participants, because I hope most of you people would have already registered in a Google form which we have forwarded to you. So if not, if you have already just joined the Zoom, please contact us for the Google Forms link, so that we'll share with you, so that we'll have your correct name and all those details. And we'll also be sending you a feedback form. With that, we'll be sending you the e-certificates as soon as we receive from our management. So regarding that, I think Mr. Ganesan sir can give you the clear clarity of it.
Definitely, we will be giving the e-certificate with the approval of the management, and to all the participants who are participating today. Thank you all for the nice, for making us, motivating us in talking to you.
Thank you all for everyone. It is nearly 1.5 hours. Your patience is a great thing, great, and time is very important for us. So thank you for your time. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you. Radha ma'am, you would like to say something? Radha ma'am?
Hello.
Yeah, you would like to say something?
Thank you, my dear listeners who have been waiting here for us. And it was a new experience for us to address all the central government officers, PSUs, banks, public, doctors, and nurses, everybody. It was a wonderful experience for us. And, I should thank the management and our Deputy Director Placement for giving us the opportunity to do this wonderful work at this critical time. And we have learned so many things, and we are able to communicate whatever we have learned to the listeners also. Again, I repeat, let us all be very positive and hope that everything is going fine in the near future. From 18th onwards, we are going to have a wonderful, wonderful openings. And again, we are all going to get back to our normalcy, and a new normal man will emerge from this current COVID crisis. Everything is going to be new. Everything is going to be new life, new style, new attitude, new behavior. Everything is going to be new. So let us hope for the best. Thank you, my dear friends.
So I have shared our email ID to all of you in the chat box. So any questions or anything related to this topic or any confirmations that you need, you can just drop a mail into that mail ID. We'll just get back to you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.